everyone, welcome to your week 2 reading for the month of December 2021. You guys know these readings are timeless and signless, so it doesn't matter when you actually watch it, and it doesn't matter what your actual signs and placements are in your natal chart. All that matters is that you're here in the now, and if it resonates for you, then it's for you. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, I love this card. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me or have a live energy healing with me via Zoom, please do feel free to check my Etsy page. Now, if you have not yet checked out the monthly reading for the month of December 2021, please do head over to my YouTube channel where I post all of my monthlies and you can see the general themes, okay? Also check out the, oh, there we are, already coming out. It just says December on that card. Yeah, so check out the moon readings as well and the week 1 reading if you haven't. Okay, so first of all, the first message that's coming through is that we need to give our central nervous system a rest. We need to give ourselves a break because that's coming through very, very loud and clear. Now, especially up in the head region, there are a lot of processes that are still going on in terms of processing what you've experienced and what you've encountered this entire year. A lot of that is coming to the forefront of your consciousness. So during this second week and during the month of November, yeah, October was big. You heard me almost say October. A lot of the stuff still being processed is coming from October, but so yeah, you should really give yourself time to process these energies that you're working on right now, because they are occurring, and they are occurring in a way that is taxing to your central nervous system. There was another energy I had here. Yeah, see? Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Surrender obsessive thinking. Surrender to creativity. Oh, that's nice. It kind of like put itself right under there. Now, I really love that energy because it's like, whoa, it's like a beacon. So part of what you need to do in this month, God bless, yes, of course, is to surrender to spirit. But you see how this card goes with that card? Because, and look, yeah, because we've got this, we've got this light, right? And then we've got the blue, see? So what I was going to tell you is that what you need to focus on this month is finding the light, okay? Finding the light. It's like a beacon. So imagine the angels and the guides, right? Just holding this beacon out and projecting that light towards you. And your job is to be like a honing device where you hone in on, right? Hone in on that beacon from spirit. So in other words, reach for the higher thought, reach for the higher feeling, reach for the higher vibration. If it feels better and more inclusive and more allowing and permissive and more enjoyable and more easygoing and more carefree and more, just peaceful and relaxing, especially here in the sacral chakra is what I'm getting. And of course, God bless, in the root chakra, then that's what you need to be moving towards. Now I feel that it's very important to hear that message, because they're not saying look to the people who make you feel a certain way. It's not going to be found and grounded. Like, these people are not going to be your compass. In fact, that's going to betray you. So this month, your compass is the feeling. And the reason why they're having you attached to the feeling instead of people who you are, who you tend to feel good around, is because you might find that some of those people actually do not make you feel as good as you think they do. And that's because you have not been really grounded in what counts. So what counts is the feeling, not the fact that, well, this person knows me the longest, or this person is a friend of the family, or this person went through the same thing, or this person is somebody who always gives me advice, or this person seems to be living the life I wanted to. None of that is going to be important. It's just a feeling. That's it. Okay? Now, surrender the idea you can fix someone. This card is very healthy, they're saying, and it's very heavy. It feels heavy to me, and it feels like it doesn't belong here. That's why it was way out here, right? It's almost like they just wanted to, 4 minutes and 44 seconds, right? They just wanted to show you that this energy has got to go, right? So if you can focus on being about yourself, disconnecting from grounding yourself and tethering yourself to people because of things. Instead, tether yourself to the feeling of being at peace. Also, another thing that brings us joy and peace, joy is our compass, right? There's a book called that Joy is My Compass, is your creativity. What are your hobbies? If you just forgot all of your connections all of a sudden, all these people, places, things, and situations, be they family, friends, whatever, forget where you live, forget your whatever. Go back to a time where, or think of a time, or think of something if you can't even think of a time in this lifetime. What brings you joy? Maybe your answer will seem weird and off the wall, like, oh my God, I love the smell of cupcakes, right? Or I love the sight of cleaning materials in the sun, like it over my sink when I have the Dial soap. It's this nice golden color, this honey amber color, and then the little sponge thing is blue with blue bristles behind and the sunlight filtering in. It just catches my eye. Like, these are the things that are really what bring you joy. We're getting down to the real present moment right now, and that's where you need to be, because you'll notice that those things do not involve people per se. And then maybe something that brings you joy is seeing the smile on someone's face. Yeah, but you cannot locate that in a person. Remember, the person just shows up to reflect that for you. And a lot of times the things we think bring us joy and happiness are not. They don't. They're things you've been conditioned to think brings you joy. Oh, it brings me joy to slow dance with so and so, and or slow dance here. Maybe that doesn't bring you joy. Maybe that brings you anxiety. Maybe that feeds your desire to be wanted. It's like, oh, someone's chosen me to dance with, so I'm wanted, and that makes me happy. But maybe that's not the deal. That's a happiness that is carried on a carrier wave of low self-worth. It's feeding a need that was created by your low self-worth. There it is. So tapping into what truly brings you joy in the present moment, in that moment, is what will help you to really align with what it is that your spirit wants. And what your spirit wants cannot be found any other way. And the reason why is, again, because if you relax back on what typically brings you joy, what you've learned and this and that, then you're only then your search is also including the things that are joyful because they pacify a need that you have that's based on low self-worth. Oh, that was a lot to say, but I hope that makes sense, okay? So, now that we've cut out people as our compass, and we're looking at the things that we need. Ooh, look at this prayer. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? A way to release obsessive thinking. I also heard subjective thinking, because everything is relative, isn't it? Is to go back to factory settings, and that's by connecting to prayer. Go back to your factory settings. What do I like again? Oh, speaking of factory settings, look at this. That's the formless, right? Surrender to the wisdom of your body. Connect again through connect to this formless, happy part of yourself, this part of you that is, I guess, your factory settings, by connecting to the wisdom of your body, connecting to what your body actually responds to, and not to the things that your body would respond to because of stress or low self-worth, right? Interpretation, yeah, just talking about subjectivity and nature, right? Yeah, even things like nature sometimes, depending on how you interact with it, can be subjective, okay? So how do you view nature? Now, like if you just listed a few things that, wow, I could find on any website, come back to the pristine, sublime beauty of the, listen, maybe you're not actually connecting with nature in the way that, right? Or is it icky and gross because all the bugs and maybe you're actually not connecting with the spirit of nature, right? So this is what they're saying. They're really trying to get us in this week to, I guess, it's almost like a dog when the dog shakes off all the sand or shakes off whatever. They want us to now shake off these kinds of feelings and interpretations and this and that, and to really look at how everything that we know quote unquote, of course, quote unquote, know, is really a matter of projection and subjectivity. Now, being a being here on earth and incarnating does require a level of that subjectivity in order to kind of, you know, see an object and create an other and a self and all of that, right? But it shouldn't and need not be to the obscene levels that human beings uh, engage in that kind of duality and that kind of subjectivity and subject making, right? It's like making things. It's just like just making things, projecting and making and making and making. It's not the true creativity that we want. Now, I'm drawing a blank for a quick second here, but it's fine because I'm channeling and maybe it's not, I don't need to get in as, delve in as deeply. But A Course in Miracles teaches us about making things, about creating things, right? There are things that you can extend things, right? But when you start getting into making and creating, and it's just, yeah, you can extend your love and whatnot. But here we're trying to look at true creativity. We're trying to look at true joy. We're trying to get back down to ground zero, back down to 0 point gravity, back down to factory settings is the best I could say. Factory settings. And that will cause you and call you to have to look at certain things again. Even nature, the most natural of things, comes in your mind with a projected image and idea and quality. All right. So if there's anything you can work on during this second week and just for the month of, I keep wanting to say October, dear God. Okay, October, go back in time and do it in October too. Or maybe some of you are watching this later at a later time and October is the month. It doesn't matter. But for this entire month, whatever month you're watching, is to really try to reduce the noise by reducing the definitions that you've made, reducing the conditioning that you are carrying around with you, reducing the projections that you're putting out there, right? And you can do that by just, well, by stopping. Just stop everything. That's it. Now, I do see this surrender to the divine. It's usually surrender to divine timing here, right? But Spirit is saying that when you surrender to Spirit, there is no such thing as time. You're not thinking about time. You're thinking like time moves differently. First of all, it's just a construct that we use to all be able to gather together collectively in this time and space, quote unquote, to have this collective and co-creative experience. But even that is still a little bit of a weakened state because we're also having a co-creative experience with other beings at this now, in this now moment that we from our finite minds and linear minds would think of as in the future or think of as in the past or you know, be completely muddled by because we can't locate it anywhere, right? Look how muddled we get when we see somebody showing up wearing different elements from different time periods and you're like, whoa, that doesn't go together. Like, why is my brain farting? You look like you're partly in the 1920s and in the 1980s and it's at the same time. How is this happening? Because our mind creates genres. So what you're going to need to do is some of you may actually have a little bit of an upheaval this week, and it's not an upheaval. It's going to be a little bit of a what's the word? Wrench. There it is. A little bit of a wrench thrown into your paradigm for the sake of calibration, for the sake of recalibrating. You know, when you recalibrate something and it's rendered on a computer of some sort, it looks like or something like that, and then things get pixelated and all that. It's going to like stymie you a little bit, and it's for a reason, to show you not only the fragility of the paradigm that you've created, because that you've made up, actually is a better word, that you've made up, but also to show you that there's something better. 14 minutes, 14 seconds. There's something more liberating, right? And I say something, but how do we know it's not some things? How do we know that those aren't even the right words to use for whatever it is? Because we can't conceive of what the word would be, assuming it even needs a word, right? So you see, this is what I'm trying to say. Limitations is what we're going to be pushing through. Now, this is feeling very much like, you know, remember, oh my God, I love it. Remember, when they're like, remember, in the end when he's like like trying to push against the walls in order to break through from the comic world into the real world. That's what you're trying to do here. So this is about giving birth to yourself by pushing yourself and allowing yourself to be pushed into another reality altogether that is no longer as linear and as dualistic as the one that you have been in for quite some time. So in a sense, this is feeling a little bit like an initiation for a lot of you guys, right? This is portal work is what I'm getting, right? And now I do want to say this is awesome because a lot of you guys who will be going through this portal that's opening up will be doing so as a special class of people who are working within the realm of time traveling, time studies, temporal, they're saying temporal monikers. Yeah, these are monikers, right? Let's just, and this is where we're seeing where it's kind of like our 3D consciousness, my 3D consciousness is trying to translate the energetic words and frequencies that they're giving me, right? And you see the limitation there. So I do want to say that a lot of us, we're all here together, right? But we're working on different things. Some of us are working in the time studies, others are karmic stuff, others are, it's training, it's initiation, it's mastery at all levels. So, and I'm not surprised because the people who tend to be attracted to my videos are light workers in some way. You have a mission contract, right, to do certain things while here on earth. And you will find that you may be like, what are you talking about, Janelle? But your 3D mind doesn't have to know what I'm talking about. The higher part of you does. And this isn't your first rodeo, is what my point is. Yeah, look at my hand, just like did this, like boom. This, look, it's not, look at that, right? This isn't your first rodeo. So yeah, okay, as I'm doing that, I'm getting that they are calling some people in now. Okay, yeah, so I'm just going to keep my hand here because, and my other hand is like stuck with these two. What is it? So let's put those down because they probably might give us messages, yeah. Okay, yeah, initiations, we're here. There's the portal. All right, so look into my hands. Just kidding. No, if you're watching this video, you're most likely receiving an energetic upgrade at this point. Yeah, thank you. They're saying an initiatory measure has started. Okay, so so some of you will start to feel your disruption. Yeah, going back to that in the way you think, in your sleeping patterns, in your dietary sensitivities, is what they're saying. So if you've been getting, I'm getting a toxic shock syndrome for somebody here as well. That could be a manifestation of these energies that I'm talking about. So drink lots of water, dear God. Yeah, so right now they're working on your, they're saying throat chakra, of course, unlocking some things. Some of you may actually feel it. You're going to feel a lot more expansive now and feeling a lot of your anxiety give way. I do feel that they are working. Thank you, at the at the pineal. They're saying on the pineal gland, but at the calcification level. So wherever, you know, whatever the layers of calcification are in your pineal gland, they're working on that right now. For some of you, they already feel you trying to assist right now. They're going to ask you not to, because I know a lot of you who listen are already healers and readers, and so this is your chance now to just receive, is what they're saying. Listen, I know the feeling. So just sit back and receive. Oh my God, they're so funny. They're also working on your nails. Your nails and toenails, okay? Don't ask, but nails and toenails, yeah, it's interesting. They're saying it's a hotbed for fungus for some of us here. Not me, but, and it's okay if it's you. But I was gonna say, actually, it's also a great place that they like to store information. So information is stored. Think of these as little trunks. They're little trunks for time release. Yeah, that's what they're saying. Time release information. They're so funny. I'm sorry. See, the guides are so fun. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, they're laughing. Getting the name Sherry, so this is for somebody too. Some of these messages, or they're calling your name in particular because, yes, they are attuning you. Or if you hear the word Sherry at some point over the next week, that's a sign that this part that I'm going to tell you is for you. They're attuning you for something else, is what they're saying. So there's something that you're training in. Maybe, for example, could be Reiki or crystal work or something. But maybe it's slow going. You're not feeling it. It's because it's not your methodology. It's not your sorry, I'm trying to think of this word that wants to come through. It's not your mode. It's not your work. Your work is going to be in something more technical. And they're also saying rash. So I don't know if that's the adjective or if it's now moving on to another message. But guys, watch for rashes on your body just in case. Because remember, dietary changes are happening. Remember the disruption that is going to be happening during this week and in the month of December. It's all also instructional, they're saying, and institutional for whatever reason. But it's instructional because you're going to be learning how to eat now for this new energetic upgrade. So if you were able to eat certain things before but now not, and it gives you rashes or hives, or you feel sick to your stomach or whatever, that's because your diet is changing to reflect the energetic changes. They said it's also institutional because a lot of the people that we work with in the 3D, this is what they're saying, in the physical they say know nothing about us. Okay, God bless. And this is coming through very strong as a channeling, this last sentence. They know nothing about us. So they're referring to, yeah, thank you to the medical doctors. Medical doctors, a lot of them are doing the best that they can. But you see, they don't have the upgraded knowledge that is coming through here about the body and about the light body and about the activations and the frequencies and the holding space for others. And they're just listing stuff off right now to show you how these things, how they get very, very, you need to upgrade. So some future energies coming in around the field of medicine are going to have to reflect the spirit body, because now they're giving me ideas about blueberries. They're like antioxidants. Right? Yes, they may have antioxidants, but antioxidants are not the end all and be all. For example, yes, physical body is great, but if you are carrying light body activations that are now putting you at odds with medicine or medicines, yes, or ideas, which are all that manifest as medicines and things like that, that your physical body is quote unquote known to respond well to, you're going to be registering as having these unhealable, incurable ailments, they're saying, things that modern medicine is struggling against because they haven't looked at the other hand, is what they're saying. They only see the one hand, the physical, based on the strides, they're saying, that have been made. But this is a whole nother level of energy that's coming in, and we're going to have to update our knowledge. They're saying that also now because a lot of you guys who do listen are healers, and so some downloaded information is coming in, and we're almost done, guys, don't worry. So I'm feeling whatever they're pumping into your field is almost done. It's nice. It looks like a nice honey-like signature is what they're saying. Oh, nice. Honey-like signature. Cute. They're like, everything's cute to you. I'm like, it is. Everything's cute. I can't help it. I think there's a part of my brain that just processes cuteness a lot more. All right, so okay, and almost done. They're like, water. I'm like suddenly seeing the name water as word art, just like water. So make sure that you drink a lot of water. Okay, they're closing up, sealing up any things, and you know, any suturings. Yes, it's etheric medicine, right? So surgeons here, thank you guys, thank you so much. They're so sweet. All right. Oh, they're so funny. They're like an apple a day. They're like, it's not, yeah, it was because if we know now, apples do carry a lot of sugar, too much sugar, and yes, sugar is good in some ways, and fruit sugar and this and that, but again, let's just wait to see how you start to react. There's the apple right here on this obsessive thinking, right? So let's start to see how your light body activations and these new energies are going to change the way that your body reacts to these tried and true methods. Okay, so they're like pulling their hands out. God bless. Thank you, medical team. Yeah. And I'm going to leave you guys here. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me or energetic healing session with me live via Zoom, please do reach out, and please say thanks to all of your guides, your medical teams, and thanks to all of you guys for listening and receiving. Bye. Mwah.